frenzy. Jack Doles and his entire crew will have a lot more, all the highlight scores and so much more from up to 22 games across West Michigan. And of course, we are spotlighting those first 3 games. Again, that's coming up in just under 30 minutes. But the spotlight games that we had for this week, of course, we're taking a look at the Belding Black Knights, who took on the Sparta Spartans, a battle of undefeated teams in the OK Silver Conference. Belding has not lost a conference game since 2021. Would that continue? We'll find out in just a little bit. The next one, Forest Hills Central, coming off that close loss against Byron Center, traveled to take on the undefeated Pioneers of East Grand Rapids. Would the Rangers offense come back to life, or would the Pioneers defense hold strong? And that final spotlight game tonight featured an unbeaten Paw Paw team battle it out with Edwardsburg. Now the Wolves are off to their best start since 2019, and after a brutal 0-2 loss start for the Eddies, they have rattled off 3 straight wins. We'll find out a little bit more on those games, specifically that last one coming up in just a little bit, and of course in about 25 minutes on the Full Frenzy on News 8 at 11. But of course, as always, we do have some highlights here on the live desk. Let's start with one of those spotlight games, Paw Paw and Edwardsburg, as I mentioned, and this game really got off to a pretty fast start for the Red Wolves. It only took 2 plays for fireworks to start. Edwardsburg quarterback Ezekiel Pagura tries to go for the big play downfield, but Paw Paw's Dominic Hernandez gets in the way, hauls in the interception, and he would take it all the way back for the touchdown. Red Wolves up early. The Eddies would fail to tie it up. Wolves first possession now. On the offense, Ben Miller takes the handoff and races 63 yards up the middle for another Paw Paw touchdown. It's 14-0 just 2 minutes into this game. The Red Wolves would lead 28-0 at half, and we jump into the second half now. Another huge run for the Wolves, this one by P.J. DeYoung, who bounces it outside and scores, and that's how the game would end, with a score of 35-0 in favor of the Red Wolves. Paw Paw remains undefeated and defeats Edwardsburg for the first time in 11 years. Let's head to Hudsonville now, where the Eagles played host to the Caledonia Fighting Scots. We get started where Caledonia quarterback Brody Betzer finds Brock Townsend on the pass, and Townsend would do the rest, getting into the end zone. Betzer would, as you can see, the Hudsonville fan base trying to get them back into the game. Betzer would get the ball back and would find old reliable Maddox Greenfield on another big pass, plus the face mask penalty added on the end there. That would set up this short run by Townsend, his second touchdown of the game, and the Eagles just really had no answer in this one, as the Fighting Scots would go on to win 30-0. And how about another game? Holland taking on Zeeland West, a battle of an unbeaten team and a winless team. Big play early on for the undefeated Ducks. Rolando Robelin sneaks into the end zone here after a pretty nifty spin move on the defender to give his team the lead. Coaches obviously going over the game plan here, and they would take on another score here on the play fake to Robelin. Another touchdown for the Ducks, and the Dutch really couldn't do much to contain this offense. One last play we're going to show you here during this highlight after a quick glance at the fans. Zeeland West, another great play. Not a touchdown, but a pretty great catch by Orion Yant. That might be a top play nominee for Week 6. Ducks would go on to beat the Dutch 68-7. I know the scoreboard says 0-0 there, but it would get pretty ugly. And we do have one last game for you before the big show coming up at 11. Probably one of the best games of the night as Byron Center took on Lowell, and this would be a battle of the quarterbacks. We start with Lowell's Jackson Reesbig, who had yet another huge scramble and will go on in for the touchdown. We're going to be talking a lot about Reesbig in a little bit. We've seen it week after week, just these big, long touchdown runs. Byron Center's Landon Tailgate would go on and say, you know, what you can do, I can do maybe a little bit better, as he keeps the ball and runs it up the middle for 6. Reesbig would then take the ball again on the read option. He decides to keep it, makes some moves, and then scores on another long touchdown run. And Tailgate would respond again, dragging defenders into the end zone here on his second touchdown run of the game. It would be a great game all throughout, as I mentioned, but Lowell would walk away from this game victorious 38-28. Byron Center falls for the first time this season. And as I mentioned before, all of these highlights, up to 22 games, will be shown coming up in about 22 minutes over on News 8 at 11. And we do have some finals already that we want to show you now. Again, all of these are available right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Again, Forest Hills Northern and Greenville. That game had to go into overtime. Gonna be very excited to check out the highlights from that one. 23-20 in favor of Forest Hills Northern. Portage Northern and St. Joseph 48-22 there. Rockford winning 49-8 over Grand Haven. Showed you that highlight earlier from Zeeland West and Holland, again, 68-7. Lowell Byron Center, another game we just saw the highlights from that final, 38-28. Once again, Caledonia, 30-0 over Hudsonville. Reefs Puffer, 48-7 over Grand Rapids Union. Comstock Park winning 35-29 over Hopkins. That's going to be another game we're probably going to want to check out. Mona Shores in Wyoming. A game that looked pretty good on paper. Mona Shores would go on to win 42-7. So definitely going to be very curious to see what happened in that game. And again, all of these scores can be found right now over on our website, woodtv.com. And also while you're there, you may want to check out more on our plays of the week. As I mentioned, we name 3 plays every single week, and then you have the chance to vote for your favorite. And we teased a little bit about Lowell quarterback Jackson Risebig, who won in week 4, and now he's won again in week 5. He is part of this incredible connection here on this touchdown over the helmet catch by Nick Williams. Absolutely incredible play. Definitely mosses the defender there by Nick Williams. Great play. The Red Arrows would defeat Greenville 35-14 last week. That is your play of the week. This play nabbed 72% of the total votes, and it's pretty clear to see why. So congrats to Jackson once again, and Nick as well as all of the nominees this week. I mean, we had 3 incredible plays that we debuted here on the live desk, as we do every Monday afternoon. And I want to remind everybody that we're going to be doing that again. We've already seen a lot of incredible plays. Maybe Jackson can find a way to win for a 3rd straight week. He had a lot of great touchdown runs, as we just saw. So definitely want to make everybody aware of that, and be sure to tune in. Again, that will be happening Monday afternoon. Members of the sports team will join me, and we'll be debuting all of the top plays from week 6. And now, before we let you go, as we do every single week here on the live desk ahead of the big show coming up at 11, we're going to be talking about the Football Frenzy Tailgate, one of the coolest parts that we do here at News 8 as part of football season. We're 2/3 of the way done already this year through the tailgates, and it's hard to believe that we've already crossed 50,000 total pounds after an incredible showing by Hopkins High School. The Daybreak team was out in full force as students collectively brought in an incredible 6,663 pounds of food. Another amazing showing. Feeding America once again had to bring in a 2nd truck to deliver all of the food that was raised. It's definitely always, as I mention every week, just one of the best parts that we get to do here on News 8 as part of Football Frenzy. Great to see all these kids kind of showing out and really just participating and helping out the community. And, as if you're kind of touched by what the kids have done, it kind of puts you in the giving mood. We're heading up as fall, the season's going to start changing. Maybe you want to help out as much as you can. Well, you can actually do that right now as part of our Frenzy Tailgate food drive. You'll check on your screen right now. I put up that QR code. If you scan that, it'll take you directly where you need to go to find out how you can donate. And of course, all of this information is always up on our website, woodtv.com. I'm going to leave this up for just a little bit longer. Again, only if you can. Definitely just an awesome experience if you can help out Feeding America and your local food bank. Everything you need to know, either scan that QR code or head on over to our website, woodtv.com. And all right, well, that is going to do it for us on another week on the live desk as part of Football Frenzy. A lot of great plays, a lot of great games. Definitely very excited. In just over 15 minutes, we're going to be having the full show over on News 8. So highly encourage you to go check that out. And you can also find a replay of everything you need to know regarding Week 6 across West Michigan on our website, woodtv.com, coming up in just a little bit. I want to thank you all so much for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.